Yo, welcome to episode 2, Santa Rita 2004 podcast. Look at that.
What's up, guys?
All right, we got Matthew Stanley with us today. We're going to be catching up with him. As always, we have Jessica De La Garza
Hi, guys.
well. And me, Wes. Yep. Got the layout going on, too. So how's everything going, Matt? You staying cool in Burbank?
Yeah, I am staying cool in Burbank. Thank God I have an air conditioner. But yeah, just trying to catch my third wind and getting a little late, late afternoon, being almost 40, tired, however that goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't hear the AC, so you must have a pretty quiet one.
I mean, it's all right. It's like 2 feet away from my head a lot of times when I'm laying down, but that's okay. I'd rather it be loud and I'm cool than it be quiet and I'm hot.
Yeah. And then we have Jessica with an interesting background.
Yeah.
The most
interesting background.
Well, it's real. It's real. Like, this is my background. I'm all the way up in Wasilla, Alaska right now. So it's cold. It's hoodie season up here in July. It's like 60, so I guess it's not that cold, but it's cold. Yep.
Cold for Arizona.
It's cold for Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm just as usual here in my basement with the it's going to be summertime, so I got to draw the blinds a little bit, make it a little moody here in the basement, but it's all good. So we're doing this on YouTube this time, and a little explanation is that Facebook just killed Facebook Live video in groups for some reason. So we did our first episode there, and I thought that was going to be the future, and then when I went to go test going live again, they said it didn't work. It was taken away.
Thanks,
so I
Zach.
switch over to YouTube. Yes, thanks, Zach.
Yeah, always making great ideas, over there.
He's too busy smoking meats.
Smoking meats and riding a parasail or whatever the hell he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wes, last time you had comments popped up somehow. Are we doing that, or are you watching the YouTube-y thing? Because I can't see anything.
Well, we could. The way it works is that they have to go through. They have to sign in with their YouTube account.
Okay.
Oh, so it's a thing, huh?
It's a thing. So I just posted the video link into the group, and it might be worthwhile tagging everybody in the group to go see it. But
Okay.
Right now we're riding solo.
Got it. Give me a second. Figure out how to make it work.
Let's see if I could pull it up on my phone or something.
We can inflate the numbers if we're all viewing it.
I see it. Episode 2. There we go. Let's see what's up. Yep. Looks like it's working.
We're in.
Yep.
It does make it more difficult when it's not just there, Like, it was so easy for everybody to just hop up on Facebook and just get going.
Yeah, the more effort you put to people having to put in messages, the less likely they're going to do it as well. But
yeah, but hey, everybody probably has a YouTube account at least, so hopefully it works.
Yeah,
if not, we'll get a ton of comments at the end of it, and we'll just critique episode 2 that way. Well, anyway, Matthew, tell us what's going on. Take us all the way back to May of 2004.
Holy shit. May of 2004, probably 45 pounds heavier back then? Fuck.
You are looking pretty lean. You're looking good, dude.
Living by yourself. Yeah. I don't want people making you food. Time to lose a little weight.
I was going to ask if you're riding the Ozempic train, but...
Oh, yeah, that LA life. Give me that. Let's go. I need that OZ.
Nice. The Ozempic party's on South Park.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So... Let's see. I went straight from Santa Rita to NAU. That same year, started school up there in Flagstaff. Started my degree in electronic media, which is video and audio engineering, video production, which is the job that I guess I still have today, fortunately. I went up there, studied for about 3 years. Then I moved to the Netherlands for a year during my last year as a capstone. So Northern Arizona University has a partnership program with a school in Holland where they do an exchange every summer where about 30 students come in. They learn how to use NAU's television studio. and then they go back. I was one of the few people that stayed over the summers in NAU and Flagstaff. So I would like volunteer, do whatever. And they were like, hey, we'll give you this job. You can teach these Dutch kids. I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, I guess. So I did that for 2 summers. Then when it was my senior year, they're like, hey, these Dutch people love you. You want to go to the Netherlands and that'll be your capstone to graduate? It's like, yeah, sounds great. So they flew me there. I got credit while I was there. I made money while I was there. They put me in an apartment. So I did that for like a year. It was my last year. Then while I was in NAU, I don't know if you remember Derek Affolder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the homie.
Yeah, he was giving you a hard time in the comments.
Oh, I mean, giving me a hard time for 20 years. So. But while I was at NAU, I actually started like a audio company where I was in a band, right? And I had a big sound system, whatever. And I would play shows, this and that. And my drummer was in a fraternity. So I was never a Greek life guy. I'm not really into that shit. Anyway, so my drummer was like, oh man, we have this party, our DJ canceled, blah, blah, blah. I was like, shit, I have an idea. We have giant speakers. Why don't I just fucking pull up with the big ass speakers, plug them, for our band? I'll just plug them in my fucking laptop. I'm not gonna be a DJ, but I'll just iTunes playlist this shit for you. So they were stoked. Everybody's getting fucking faded. It's a college party, whatever. I'm just sitting in a corner, the iTunes playlisting. Yeah. Then the shit's over. They're like, man, we love this shit. Here's $500. And then I just had this like epiphany. Like, boom. Oh my God. $500. What the fuck am I doing? I need to be doing this shit all the time. So then I started DJing like weddings and fraternity, sorority parties, Greek life stuff, corporate events. This is while I was in college. So I started like my own audio production company. And I would DJ all this shit. And Derek, I actually DJ'd at a club. Derek was my bouncer at the door.
He was a bouncer?
I hired him to be the door guy. And a show that I DJ'd every Thursday. It was an 18 and up show, so it was a fucking shit show, right? Of course. But that was how you make all the money, because all the 18 to 20-year-old kids have nothing to do. You charge them $10 to come in, you make like, easy $1,000, split it between a couple people. The hard part is keeping the riffraff out, all the crazy drinking or whatever. So I was like, Derek, your job is just, you're not scary at all. You're huge, so you can just scare people. That's your job.
Wait, so where was the venue that you had?
So the venue I DJ'd at was in downtown Flagstaff. It was called the Mad Italian. Basically, it was like a failing bar that had a big event space. And so I went there and I was like, look, man, nobody goes to this fucking bar. It's a piece of shit. How about you give me this room? I'll pull 18-year-olds in. Every Thursday, I'll do like an 18 and up party, and we just split what's at the door. That's it. He's like, oh, it sounds great because I'm about to close this place. So what I would do is I would go make up little like shitty flyers in like Adobe, not even Photoshop. I don't know. It was like Acrobat or something, right? Like horrible stuff. Then I would use all the free paper that I had in the communications building at school and print all the flyers. All the stuff I was supposed to print my homework on, I would run up like 200 pages. Eventually they were sick of my ass doing that. And then I would take, they have like big cutters.
Yeah.
I would just sit there.
Yeah, the big arm cutters that come down.
Like chopping up hundreds and hundreds of flyers.
Yeah.
And then I would get these minions, like these little like kids in the dorms. I was like, hey, bro, I'll give you $20 and you can come to the party for free with like 5 people if you just hand all these out. So I'd give each one of those kids like 100 flyers. They would just destroy all the dorms. And that was like a fun racket for a couple of years. And Derek was like kind of my right-hand man helping me out.
And this is in like what, 2005, 2006?
This is like from 2006 to 2010.
So you're doing this for 4 years. It's all just your whole
college school. That's how I was making money on the side. I was doing that the whole time.
Did you save the Mad Italian?
I mean, no, that place was, I don't even know if it still exists, but yeah. But that was a long way around story of what happened. Yeah. Did some other stuff in college too, but.
Well, yeah, the other stuff in college would be like Vegas rules where.
Well, there's plenty of that too. But I mean, I was in a band. So I was a guitar and lead singer in a band for like 3 or 4 years. Did that while I was DJing and stuff. I played, I don't know if you remember, like I was in a band in high school too, in a metal band.
Yeah, I remember. Well, it's funny. This is all coming back to me now. Like you and Derek, like hanging out in high school and like your band. And it was like during the whole, like you used to wear the Jankos too in high school.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I was a big old baggy boy with the big old baggy pants and all that.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. Well, it's like I totally forgot that you were part of that whole that clique in high school of like the baggy pants.
I was in the degenerate corner.
Weren't you also like an ICP kind of guy too?
No. There were some of my friends who were like Mike Patch and those guys, but no fucking way. I was never doing that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mike was totally into that.
Yeah, those guys were on another level.
Yeah.
I just checked to see if the Mad Italian was still a thing. It says that it's reported closed. So.
Oh man, so many good times. I still have YouTube videos of my band playing on the rooftop from like 2008.
You should have kept it going, because if it wasn't like, if you wouldn't have stopped, they probably would still be around today.
I think the roof would have collapsed in on somebody before the place was really bad. But yeah. What else? So I went to the Netherlands, right? And I came back, hung around Flagstaff for like another year or two DJing. I was a manager at a smoke shop too, which was like, whatever. It was like after college, like, what the hell am I doing? That's also when I came back. It's right after the financial crisis, 2009. So I came back to America literally like burnt to the ground. I remember when I was in the Netherlands, I was like, I don't even want to go back. Like I was watching like Lehman Brothers close and like, Bernie Madoff go to prison. I was like, fuck, dude, the whole world's falling apart. Why am I going back over there?
Right. Well, but by the way, here's something.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there is.
Wow, man.
Can you still grow a goatee like that?
I could, yeah, but I don't. No.
Yeah,
that's wild.
No, you've matured into a full-on beard now.
Oh yeah, decided to let its friends meet up with him on the side.
Yeah. No, when you were talking about your high school time, being in the band and everything, it made me remember that I have that picture in an album in the Photos app, so I was able to pull it up pretty quick. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. So you didn't want to even come back.
So I came back, right? Hung out in Flagstaff for like a couple years, like, what the fuck am I doing here? Whatever. Then eventually Flagstaff's like, it's only like 60, 70,000 people. So after you hike every mountain and you go through every cul-de-sac and you hug every tree, you've done it all. Within 10 years, you've done every single thing there is to do in Flagstaff. And I mean, for a lot of people, it's a comfortable place. I wanted growth. Like I had reached my limit. I could see the ceiling of Flagstaff and I kind of hit it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to move to LA. I only knew one person out here and I knew my mom. So I came out here, just started from scratch all over again. I was doing like club promotion bullshit, kind of whatever, just making money. Then I met a guy who was like, hey, do you want to film events? So I started filming like parties, club bullshit. It's horrible stuff. Nothing to write home about. Just like recap videos for events and parties, whatever. Slowly but surely, they were like, okay, do you want to shoot like music festivals? So then I started shooting like EDC and Coachella and all that other shit. And I was on the media team where they do the recap videos for the festivals. And I did that for a few years, as well as shooting a bunch of clubs and shit in LA. Then I got tired of watching people all fucked up on drugs all the time. It gets pretty old when your life is just, your daily grind is when people are like losing their minds, right? If that makes sense. Like the time when I was clocking into work was when everybody was clocking out of life. So at first that was kind of fun, it's entertaining. Then you're like, wow, I never want to talk to people on Molly or drunk again.
After you probably start internalizing it too. Like you almost start feeling like the way they feel just from seeing it all the time.
Well, it's actually quite the opposite. What it would make you want to do is it would make you want to get drunk or do something so that you could at least be halfway on the level of those people, because trying to put up with them when you're the only sober one is like incredibly frustrating. Incredibly.
Yeah.
But it's like a permanent designated driver. Like being a permanent DD.
Yeah, permanent DD at work, except for everybody's trying to knock over the shit you're holding that's expensive all the time, spilling drinks on you. You know what I mean? It's basically like, and everybody's like, oh, I'm so sorry all the time. For years, you just hear I'm sorry. And you're like, you know what? I'm sorry. I ain't going back to this shit. So, so I got out of that life. Then, I don't know if you remember, I was working at Best Buy of all the shit, right? So I was a camera vendor at Best Buy. The guy with the black shirt that says Sony.
Yeah, which store were you at?
I was in Burbank, right over here. So I worked technically for Sony as a vendor, but I worked at fucking, god damn.
That's what we're celebrating, right?
So funny, yeah. So I worked as a Sony camera vendor at Best Buy, right? So they would send me to different Best Buys and shit. Most of the time it was just the one here in Burbank. And I would just get drilled by people all day about cameras. And it was not, it's retail. It's like, it's cameras, so it's interesting to me, but it might as well have been a washing machine or a label maker.
Well, Yeah, I mean, there's probably customers in there too that were like, they just saw you were in a polo and they go, "Hey, can you sell me a washing machine? Like, quit standing around over here. Go do something else." Because anybody wearing a polo in Best Buy, they think that they're an employee.
Yeah, it could be like Pacific, whatever the hell they call that shit, the fancy stuff.
Pacific Appliance, yeah.
Yeah, or whatever, right? Anyway, so I ground that out. While I was at Best Buy, I made an escape plan, right? So what I did is I worked 80 hours a week for 3 years. So I worked 40 hours a week at Best Buy, and then every single day I was off, I would go film stuff, or I would take a film job and freelance, right? I'd go shoot BTS on a set. I would go shoot interviews. I would do whatever. I would even use my paid time off from work to shoot other shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for like 2.5 years, just grind. Then I got to the point where I was like, all right, I can escape. I saved up enough money. I made enough contacts in the filmmaking world. People trust me and rely on me. It's great. So then I exited Best Buy, started my own video production company, doing freelance stuff. And I've been doing that for like 5 years.
Was your goal with that shooting like on your days off? Was that to build a portfolio, or was that to get extra cash, or like what was the goal of it?
First it was, hold on a second. There you go. Get my laptop screen out of there. First it was because I just wanted to film, right? It's like you're sitting there getting the biggest blue balls of your life. You're talking about cameras all day. You're talking about lenses all day, but you're never fucking filming.
Uh-huh.
It's like what the fuck? So I was like, I want to shoot shit. This is like what my degree's in. I want to do this. So I would just do a bunch of free shit, slowly build up, meet people, build up. Instagram helped quite a lot, honestly. That really made my career kind of where it is today. Sounds ironic and weird, but I hate social media, but it works. It's a great tool if you're a creator. Yeah, basically I just got to the point where I felt comfortable enough that I knew I could do it without having a regular job. And it's pretty scary, like at first, but you become more comfortable and confident in yourself and your skills that you're gonna get work. So, worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, you're not. Well, for one thing, it worked out well because Best Buy doesn't have the camera department anymore.
So, yeah, they got rid of the whole set. What the hell is that shit called?
DI?
DI, yep.
Digital imaging?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's a good thing you had the game plan to get out, because you would have had to move somewhere else if you would have stuck with retail. But you actually get to do what you wanted to do, and you had a pretty big portfolio in the process.
I mean, thank you. I mean, I appreciate that. I always knew I'm never going to be stuck in a regular ass job. The only time I'm going to go to a regular ass job is if there's nothing left, and I'm only going to do it just long enough to escape it again. Because the problem with a regular job is somebody is putting a limit on how much value you have. They're saying, this is what you're worth. Have fun. That is not the way the world works. Once you start to work for yourself, or you work for other people on a client basis, you determine your own value. And the better you get, the more value people see in you. And then all of a sudden you're making what you did in a week in a day. So it's like, how the fuck could I ever go back to that shit? And how could I go back to people telling me when I have to be there, when I don't, all those little regimented things. But of course, there's some people who are very content in the comfortability of knowing that things come on every other Friday. They have that schedule locked in. I'm somebody who's a lot more free flowing. I know that in the 8 hours a normal job could give me, I could do a lot more than what they're allowing me to, I guess.
Well, I mean, you're having some really cool experiences too. Talk about where you're at now with your gigs, and I could pull up.
I guess. I mean, I don't want to flex though. I hate this. Is the gross. This is like the one thing I don't do living in LA, because everybody just vomits all their fucking work on you. But
you go to Casa Vega and you sit in those velvet booths and talk, name drop and everything about what's going on. But like,
I go to Dantana's in the real dark in the little dark corners.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I've been really fortunate. You know what it is I guess I'm just like I don't know. This sounds pretty egoist. I'm like a pretty personable. Oh yeah, that's at the Amazon virtual production stage. It's the largest LED stage in the world. I just did that. So I was DPing an event there, and that's in Amazon Studios in Culver. That's me, by the way, that little tiny guy. So the LED walls, I think it's like 100 feet long, and it's like 40 feet tall. And that's where they filmed The Mandalorian, where they filmed the new Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, where they filmed that new show. What's the Fallout? Yeah, I filmed Fallout there.
Oh, Fallout, yeah.
Oh, so wait. So that's like I'm trying to figure out what this.
That's a gigantic screen. And the ceiling's even a screen.
What?
Mm-hmm. So when you see a lot of these shows, when you see them in like outer space or wherever, they use that environment. And I could put you on the moon. I could put you anywhere. Put you in Area 51. Does that make sense? I could put you in worlds that don't even exist.
That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. So what I was doing at that gig, sorry, go ahead, Wes.
Oh, sorry. I was saying if I shouldn't be showing these photos, let me know. But
no, you're good. You can show I'm all over the news with this shit, actually. It's funny.
Are you? Okay.
I'll send like some links later, but basically what I was doing there is I was the director of photography for a journalist event where they had international journalists from all over the world come to Amazon Studios and give a tour of this new stage so that they can put it in like Tech Radar and The Verge and all that stuff, Rob Report, all that.
Yeah, here's another one. I'm just pulling all these photos.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
yeah, that's the studio. It's incredible, that studio. You know what's really crazy is the soundstage that you see the actual LED wall part, but the actual soundstage is much larger that we're inside of. That's the same soundstage they shot The Wizard of Oz. They shot some of Coneheads there. It's a lot of history in that place.
You went from Wizard of Oz to Coneheads.
Hey, bro. That was what's on the thing when I walked in. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like on the historical landmarks list of Wizard of Oz and Coneheads. Judy Garland and Dan Aykroyd were here.
France.
Yeah, France.
France. We come from France. Great movie. Anyway. So that was a cool event. Basically, like, long story short, though, we were I was in charge of putting a demo on using that wall for journalists from all over the world so they could write an article about it, right? Basically free publicity for Amazon for their studio, if you think about it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I worked at the Grammys a couple of years ago. That was pretty cool. I don't know.
What were you doing at the Grammys?
So at the Grammys, I was doing the video of the winner's portrait booth. So this was actually the Grammys during COVID, which is even more insane. So there was no audience. There was only camera people and the people who were nominated. So it was so intimate. It was fucking crazy. I was like 2 feet away from everybody who won the whole time. So what happened is somebody would get called up. They would win the Grammy. Then they would go into this booth where me and my friend were. And you know those slow-mo shots where they're like, oh my God, I won a Grammy. And they're like holding it up and shit.
Yeah.
I did those. I did like 30 of those. So I would just run through people the whole time, right? Like somebody would win, I'd shoot them, they'd leave. Next person come in, shoot them. So I did like, I don't know, everybody.
Well, so, I mean, but what was that like it seems like without the audience, it loses all of like the excitement of winning a Grammy, you know?
So I would say the energy is a lot different, but the excitement was not lost on the person winning it at all. It doesn't matter if they were in a room by themselves or if they were in an arena of 10,000 people. They just won a Grammy.
Yeah, that's true.
You
so
know
it's
what
like
I mean?
it's like a sausage factory of Grammys, though. Like they're getting their award, then they go down the path, the hallway to you. And
I was in the sausage factory because they have to go to Entertainment Weekly and la 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 la. Right? They have like a whole lap of people they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just getting stacked up with people because it wasn't like I wasn't the very first person they saw. I might have been the third or fourth. But what would happen is they would start getting stacked up because I was taking longer than they were taking to come. So I was in a sausage factory, but to them, it was just the same award show, just no crowd.
I see. Okay. So to them, they're just basking in the glory of just winning a Grammy, and then they're waiting their turn to do their slow-mo sizzle, essentially.
Yeah, like, or whatever.
Yeah,
we also shot all the live performances, which were taped instead of actually being live, which is pretty cool too.
Wow. So how do you get those? How'd you get that gig though? Was that through your production company?
Crazy, man. I'm just a likable guy. I literally every gig I've never asked for a job in LA, except for I applied to that job at Best Buy. But I've never I've never asked anybody for work. I don't even have a reel. So I guess people just like me, and then
it's all just word of mouth. Like
mm-hmm.
I mean, that's totally how it was when I was freelancing for Web when I was there. Like the jobs are just coming in from word of mouth recommendations, and I'd have to go occasionally, like to go network if I really wanted to start stacking up work. But like generally, I didn't like my portfolio site was never kept up to date. There was no pitches I had to do or anything. It was just people standing in line waiting to work with me.
Of course, Wes. Everybody want to work with you. Shit, you were making your websites 25 years ago.
Yeah, back in the let's go even further back because we talked about that before. So like Jessica, I think you met Matt in high school, right?
I vaguely, we were not in the same circle as much, but I was but it was funny because I'm like, when he posted your picture and like we're on the little group chat thing, and I'm like, God, I know your name, but I can't put the face to the high school kid. And so when you bleeped up the high school picture, I'm like, oh, that one. Now okay, we're good.
It was a metal kid.
And I have no idea how you guys remember all the stuff that you're remembering. Like you guys are talking, and I'm like, oh my God, I still don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. Like you guys I am amazed. My mind is just like over here trying to like rewire itself, listening to all the things that you're talking about.
Yeah, Wes and I were slinging CDs like 30 years ago, man.
Yeah, we were like the first 2 kids in school with CD burners.
Oh, my mom thought I was a hardcore drug dealer. I remember the first day I came home with a pocket just of 100 crumpled pieces of paper and just crumpled money. And I just dumped it out on the table. And my mom's like, what the hell are you doing? And it wasn't illegal yet, right? It wasn't even illegal yet because it was so new.
It was so new, like Metallica hadn't even issued their lawsuits against.
There was no Napster even yet. There was like,
Napster.
Didn't even exist yet.
It was Usenet, or we were getting from like Usenet or something.
There was like a source something net. I don't even remember. Whatever.
We're probably incriminating ourselves too, but I figure the time.
It's so long ago. Whatever.
So long ago. So yeah, like we were both started in media pretty early, like, but in the late '90s we had a website together, and it's called Dreamcast City. It's for the Sega Dreamcast.
We would write video game reviews.
Yeah.
My gosh,
and
you guys are so cool. I feel like such a lame-o just listening to.
Oh, back then we were not cool. We were the.
But it's so cool now. Like
we were way ahead. That's for sure.
I can sew pillow shams. Like don't ask me to digitize anything. That
was all Wes. Like I was a computer nerd, but Wes was hardcore. I would pay him to help me make websites and shit.
Yeah, I remember there was one. We'll get back to Dreamcast City here in a minute, but yeah, I remember the kids at school used to pay me to make fan sites for them. Like there was one who I don't think he went to Santa Rita, but he went. His name was Jeremy Perpignani. He paid me to build a Penguins hockey website for him because he's a Penguins fan. So he had a Penguins fan site that I built for him. But anyway, so the one that Matt and I did, eventually it got up to like number 1 or number 2 on Yahoo directory listings for Dreamcast websites.
Yeah.
And like Sega was inviting us to their press calls and got a couple free review discs.
Yeah, some games. I remember that shit.
Yep, some games came through. So and then what happened is Sega discontinued the Dreamcast all of a sudden, and then like the year 2000 hit, and then we just like abandoned the whole thing.
Yeah,
dropped off.
What happened was that you could copy Dreamcast games in a CD burner, and that just destroyed Sega.
Yeah.
And no digital rights management.
No, the discs they used were called GD-ROMs, and they weren't quite a DVD, but they held more than a CD, and they figured nobody would have a GD-ROM burner. But what they didn't take into account is that their drive could read CDs, and so somebody figured out a way to pull the data off the console, put it on the computer, and reburn it to a CD, and then it all went downhill from there.
ISOs, baby, I remember that.
Yep. I have a hard drive full of those right now, which is probably also incriminating me with piracy.
Yeah, maybe that should.
Maybe, but you can't buy them new anymore, so maybe that helps.
We're preserving artifacts of retro gaming history.
That's right. It's historical.
It's a preservation. It's a preservation project.
So I was going to try to pull that photo because we had an About Us section on the site with our pictures, and if I remember correctly, it was your school picture from like 7th grade. And I was going to go try to dig out the yearbook and pull that up and scan it and everything, but life got in the way and just never got around to it. But yeah, it was fun. Like the internet was so new back then.
Dude, it was crazy back then. It was like the Wild West.
It was the Wild West, but like we were born at the right time, like at the very end of the right time for the internet. Like I think if we would have been born maybe in the 70s, we could have been like Jeff Bezos level. But it's just at the point where we were too young to really do anything beyond make fan websites for video games and sports teams. But I kind of stuck with it though. I mean, that's what I'm doing for a living now is web design.
Yeah, man, you're crushing.
Well, I'd say you're crushing, dude. You get to go out to all these studios and do the Grammys and
it's like that emoji.
Yeah, the shrug emoji.
Yeah, that's me. I don't know. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. I guess sometimes I literally I turn around like, how the fuck did I even walk into here? It's being personable and friendly and just believing in yourself and just keep going. And it's limitless. It's crazy.
Yeah. So it doesn't sound like you regret moving to LA then.
No.
I mean, your mom lives there too, you said, right?
Yeah, she lives in West Hollywood.
When did she move there?
She moved here right when I went to college.
She was just sick of Tucson and yeah, she just wanted to get out of Tucson and move there.
I mean, she was ready for growth, I think.
Yeah.
Tucson's it's an okay place. There's nice people that live there, but I don't really even know what it's like anymore, I guess, so I can't really say anything, but.
Do you have a counter to that, Jessica?
No. The big things that have like struck me over the years is EG sold out. So EG's became a big chain thing. Somebody bought EG's and yeah, and so like they changed the ingredients, and so like the lemon's not the same, and I'm really upset about it. But like I don't know. I don't feel like it's any different. It's like the same people are still there. And so like Tucson is such a small town that you'll bump into somebody that you like, oh, here's my friend. Oh, but you know this person who knows this person who knows this person who knows this person who has no relation to why we would know each other. But now all 5 of us know each other. And then everybody is moving into Vail, which is where I live. So when I moved into Vail, it was like nothing there, right? It's like, remember when Cienega first opened and there was like Rita Ranch and like 4 houses out there?
Yeah.
It's filled now. So like there's people moving in from California, there's people moving in from everywhere else, and it's the whole like feel is just getting squishy, I guess. I don't know. So I'm not too sad that I'm going to move to Alaska soon, but it is, I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. It's like there's not much space there for growth. Like it's comfortable, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's just the same. Like it feels the same. So it's, yeah.
But by the way, Matt, EG's is actually the Santa Monica Pier. So if you ever want to get one of the slushy drinks, they have them.
Is EG's at the pier?
Yeah, they're at there's a hot dog stand there.
Before the July.
Yeah, all they serve is the frozen drinks, but they don't have the sandwiches or anything. But yeah, they're like the first franchisee or franchise of EG's.
I used to work at EG's in Tucson.
Can you see this giant? You can't see it, can you? Where did it go? Hold on. Look at this thing. It's the world's biggest mosquito I've ever seen in my life.
Are you holding by the poker?
Jesus, this thing. I think I got us by the leg.
Wait, hold on. Let me switch Jessica over here. So there we go.
Look at that. It's huge.
Oh yeah, get ready. You're in the wilderness now.
Oh my god.
Just when you said you don't regret moving away from Tucson.
I know. And now I'm like a mosquito magnet. Like anytime, like take me camping with you, because the mosquitoes will leave you completely alone and I will just be covered from head to toe. So like I just live my life next to bug spray. And
I've heard they're attracted to darker clothing, so maybe that charcoal gray hoodie.
True.
What's that?
I'm looking that up. That's a lie.
I don't know.
I mean,
that's what I've heard. Is that
I don't know what it is.
that is a big mosquito, but I don't know. I mean, that kind of is true about Tucson, I guess. Like, I think that's what makes it good, though, is that it's so predictable. And it's really not that even small of a town, but for some reason it feels like one. It's like a small town with big city amenities or medium to larger city amenities. And it's probably why there's so many chain restaurants and stores there. It's just like it just is. It's average.
I don't know how you remember all these things. Yes, mosquitoes are attracted to dark colors.
Wes got them big brain moves. Come on.
I don't.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't.
No, you're a teacher.
You do. You're a teacher.
Yeah, you're a teacher. We're over here just bullshitting. You're actually teaching our future over here.
Okay, but still, I try to. I feel like there needs to be like a good middle ground with that, though, or like because public education is public education, but like you need to be able to tie in what you're supposed to learn with like what you need to know for like actually being an adult. They put me with seniors, and I think that was probably the best choice, because if they put me with freshmen, the freshmen are just going to get annoyed with me, and then I can't yell at them the same way that I do seniors, because seniors are basically like small adults at this point. So if I call them dumb one day, they're like, yeah, you're right, we are being pretty dumb, and their life. But I don't know. It's a different mix altogether. I don't want to negate the teaching aspect, but I do not have don't give me a camera, don't give me a computer. I couldn't even get my AirPods to connect it today. So, I lack those skills.
Did you try plugging them in?
Fucking what?
I did it like 12 times. Like it's not going.
Yeah. No, it happens.
Are people watching us? Nope.
No live people. It says there's 2 people watching, and I think I'm one of them.
I think I'm the other one, so.
Yeah.
Confetti. Where's the confetti? Oh.
Is it this?
It's peace.
No,
Somewhere.
how does it?
I don't know. It just knows.
It knows the thumb up, or it's thumbs up.
Knows
There it goes.
The piece is balloons and shit. I don't know why. See?
There we go.
Oh, you had balloons. I don't have balloons. It's the technology thing. It doesn't work for me. Everything hates me. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I mean that's it. That's the interesting thing about Tucson is like it's almost 1 million people in total. But
yeah,
you could still run into somebody at Park Place that you haven't seen in years, and they know who you are. And to me, that's what kind of like feels good about Tucson is that it's you're just living your life, and it's not a huge hustle. And I think that's what's great about it. Like that's its strength is that you live your life, and there's no like tons of traffic or extreme housing costs or anything like that. It's just like
unless you live in Vail, and then there's tons of traffic. And I mean, extreme housing costs is this nor that, because I know we're still not paying California prices on anything, but like the houses out in Vail, the rent is just, you can rent like a she shed in the backyard of somebody's house for like $1,200. Like that is outrageous. That those prices should not be in little tiny Tucson.
No, but Vail's kind of like the new high end area though. Like that's where you get the land and the new housing, new construction.
There's lots of construction and terrible traffic. But,
really?
You said like you like the small town aspect of it. Like that's the part that I dislike, I think, because it's always when I'm going to the grocery store and I, went to the gym and had to deal with kids and I look like a hot mess, and then I run into somebody who I haven't seen in 20 years. Like, hey, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah. That anonymity is nice to have, I will say.
Yeah.
That's why I got out of Flagstaff too. I was so sick of everybody just knowing your shit all the time.
It's so surprising because like Flagstaff, maybe it's because I haven't spent too much time there, but Flagstaff seemed like it seemed weird. Like there's just a weird vibe about it. Like the roads aren't set up in a grid or anything.
No,
it's all windy through hills, and
the train tracks go right through the middle of town and fuck you over every day. You get stuck behind them every day. Yeah. I mean, Flagstaff's a quaint place. It has a lot of beauty. It has, Coconino Forest. You have Sedona. Great place to settle down, but
yeah. Hey, I actually have to step away for a sec. My son just woke up so I got to go take care of him real quick. So
Okay.
I'll leave you two to hang out for a few minutes.
Okay. Oh, he's like, done, gone. Nice. Oh my God, there's so many bugs. This is quite ridiculous.
Oh yeah, Alaska's crazy.
This is, I mean, I knew there were bugs. It's not like I wasn't coming in here thinking that there were going to be bugs, but it's like changing weather.
Yeah, you couldn't have gone to a more opposite place from Tucson.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
I filmed a couple things up there, and it's. I remember I was filming on a glacier in Juneau, and it got so cold my camera froze like into an ice cube, and that's when I was like, "This shit is insane." Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like it's only 60, but I'm freezing right now, and I'm like, okay, I should have brought a blanket with me, but.
Wasilla Valley, right?
Wait, Wasilla what?
Isn't there a valley there? Wasilla Valley?
Maybe.
I guess you're not too acclimated there yet.
No, it's Wasilla and Palmer, and there's Eagle River is nearby.
You gonna go to the last Blockbuster?
Is that here?
Yeah,
do we have one?
The last one in existence is in Anchorage, Alaska. I've been there.
I have to go take pictures.
Oh, everybody does. It's a thing. Yeah, and it's still open.
It's so funny, like driving down. So remember on Golf Links and Kolb, there used to be, it was either a Hollywood Video or a Blockbuster or whatever.
I used to live right there.
Yeah, and then there was a donut wheel right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Donut wheel went away. It just closed like 6 months ago. I maybe a little bit longer. My time frames are terrible, but I was so sad. I'm like, no, not the donut wheel.
Man, I haven't been to Tucson. Got to be 17 years.
Good Lord. I got out for a little bit. I moved to California. It was Temecula. So it was like mini Tucson because it's in the middle of nowhere and hot.
Yeah.
And it's Temecula. Wait, it wasn't Temecula. Where is it? It was right near Temecula. I forget. I lived there for like a month and I hated it. So I moved. So I was like, Temecula's bigger, isn't it? It's not as small, but it is small.
I mean, it's like 800,000 people probably. It's a pretty big city.
Okay, so it was near there. So like I had to drive there to do things.
Bakersfield, there's no.
Hemet.
Oh, Hemet. Wow, that is nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like
Tucson
with weather, and it was terrible, and it was hot, and there was nothing there, and I hated it, and I left.
Yeah.
And then I lived in Kansas for like a year and a half, and then we moved back to Tucson, and then I just stayed there, and now we're moving. Oh, my turn. What's up, son? You gonna come sit? He's got like ramen noodles in his hand, and he's just gonna come sit out here.
He wants to come hang out. Does he want to be on the podcast?
Come here. Come here.
Yeah, my son woke up, and my wife went to church, and so he woke up thinking that we left him home alone.
Oh, no.
So he's scared. He's like Kevin McAllister, a 3-year-old Kevin McAllister.
Do you like Home Alone?
Yeah.
You like Home Alone, don't you? Come here. Oh gosh, breaking everything. Ready?
Oh, big kid, huh?
Who's this guy?
This is Ronan.
Hi, Ronan.
What's up, Ronan?
Just wave.
Yeah.
How old are you? Where to count? What are you doing? Just say 7. 7.
7. Yeah. Do you like Alaska?
They're asking you. Do you like Alaska? Yeah. What do you like about Alaska the best? Is it the mosquitoes? No.
Yeah.
Mow line.
What?
I want to mow one.
He really wants to mow the grass, but we have just like a regular lawnmower instead of a riding lawnmower. So I'm like, we need to get a riding lawnmower and just put the kids to work out here and just make them
Sounds
make
good.
them mow the lawn. Yeah. All right.
That's a lot of work. My 7-year-old daughter just wants to scoop the litter box.
Ugh.
Yeah. Glitter.
All right. You're gonna hang out or you're gonna go? How about you go? Take your noodles inside. The mosquitoes are gonna eat you out here.
I can't.
Okay, then go inside.
All right. Well, it's too bad that we didn't get any viewers for yours, Matt, to
All good, bro.
ask questions live. But I'm sure there'll be lots of questions, lots of comments in the actual comments on the YouTube and Facebook.
So you're gonna have to like pay attention and go back because yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. There's also another option if we want to, for episode 3. I think we can also still do Facebook Live on pages, but I don't know how that works because it said that the account was too new and didn't have. I tried setting up on pages and said the account was too new and didn't have the same level of content as other pages, and so I think they're trying to hold.
Does anybody have a page? Like, does anybody we know already have one that's established?
I do for my old agency. I guess I could just rebrand it. The problem is I have all these likes from clients and stuff on it, and so like all my old clients would be getting notifications that this podcast is live.
All right, that doesn't work, but
yeah, I don't think there's any way. Well, what do you think, Matt? Have you gone through the past 20 years, or is there anything else you left out? I remember last time you talked about Eric Roberts, and
Oh yeah, shit! I worked with him. Fucking
Yeah?
Eric Roberts. I mean, I've done some shit. I worked with Beyonce too. I've done a bunch of stuff. I'm just not gonna go on about it forever.
You're not gonna do the LA thing and go on and on about yourself.
Oh, nope. No, not me, bro.
No, you're not trying to get a gig here.
No. But I mean, I have done some. I've been very fortunate. Like I did like the opening ceremony for the Oscars that Beyonce performed. I shot there. That was cool. I was on the red carpet of the Golden Globes earlier this year. It doesn't fucking matter. A bunch of LA shit. Who gives a fuck? Chase the cloud. Chase that cloud. Chase it.
You're living the dream, dude. You're living the dream in LA.
You know what? I'm very thankful for where I am in life. I'm doing what I love to do every day. I'm financially free. I don't have any kids. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't got a wife. None of that. So you guys are richer in a lot of ways than me. Trust me. But you know, when you make the decision to go it alone, you can go a lot farther. But it doesn't mean it was a lot better.
Hey, that sounds like a toast.
You're not drinking still. Woo.
You should. Yeah. Well, hey, I don't really drink anymore either. So maybe
it's been like 7 years since I drank, dude. I'm boring as hell.
What's that?
It's been like 7 years since I drank. I'm so boring.
Oh yeah, it's been a couple 2 or 3 years for me. But maybe at the reunion you can toast like some Pellegrino, some sparkling water, and say that again.
I'll bring a blunt since the weed's finally legal out there in 19-2 Tucson.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know that I got suspended from Santa Rita? Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember that shit? Yeah, they suspended me for like a month almost. It was bullshit.
Because you're smoking it at school?
No, yeah, so here's what happened. I had auto class, whatever that fucking guy's name. Remember him? The auto teacher?
Yeah. I forget his name.
Whatever.
Was it Saul? Was it
No.
Because
Come on, guys, you remember everything. What is it?
I mentally blocked his ass out because he fucked me over. But and long story short, so there's that car wash across the street from the school, right by where the Mormons went to class and shit.
Yeah, the seminary.
Yeah, right by the seminary is that car wash, right? Across the street from Santa Rita.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a dollar store now.
So I went over that car wash, whatever. Like I did this like every fucking day. Went over there, smoked weed, whatever. Somehow this motherfucker saw me though. Like he saw me spied on me. So he didn't say nothing. He waits till I come into class. I'm sitting there. Did the same shit I'd done for probably a year straight. Sitting there, just chilling. And then I get a little tap. Oh, come to the office. I go to the office. Then they're saying, oh, yeah, so-and-so said I saw you smoking weed, whatever. I was like, oh, that's bullshit. Pull the camera out. Let me see the footage. I was just, they're like, oh, yeah, I can tell by your eyes. I can tell by this. I can tell by that. I was like, all right, well, you have no actual proof. So then they suspended me, whatever. Then I went back to school. They like dropped all that bullshit because they obviously realized I had no way to prove I was stoned. And then I just remember there was some like assistant principal or some shit. And he's like, if you're not stoned, I will eat your hat. And I remember the first day I got back to school, I took my hat off and I went, I hope you're hungry. And from there on, I was just like a blacklist kid. That's when I was Jinko kid and chains and everything, right?
Wow. Was that the only time you got suspended in high school? Was that the only time you ever got suspended?
Yeah, that's the only time I ever got in trouble. I was a good kid. I mean, I just like getting stoned, whatever.
I thought I was supposed to get suspended.
Didn't you leave campus or some shit once?
Well, maybe.
Ooh.
No, it was because so this one day I did this. I got a bunch of kids' phone numbers, their home phone numbers, and I went and did prank calls as people from the school, and one of them was Bobby Green.
No.
And I can make my voice deep, and like right now it's a little deeper because I'm getting over like bronchitis or something. But I was calling up saying, "Hey, it's Bobby Green."
Bobby, dude.
And called a Trey Ross. I don't remember him, but I called his home phone, left a message saying he's suspended, made up I forget what he did, but I said it was Bobby Green, and he came to school and he went and told everybody, or he said he went and told everybody, but in reality he's playing a joke back on me. And it was me and Janae Page were doing the prank call.
Fucking Janae, dude.
Yep. So the two of us doing the prank calls, he came and pranked us, saying he went and told everybody that we were making these prank calls and suspending all the kids as Bobby Green. And we went to the counselor's office and told her, and she's, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But no, I used to do a ton of prank calls in the classroom. Like, do you remember Mr. Romero, the science teacher?
Yeah. Yes, do this and this over here. Yes.
Yeah, his accent made it difficult to follow.
The fuck?
But he gave out his classroom phone number, and I would call in the classroom on my cell and say I was from the office, and I needed kids' grades. And he'd go to his computer and start reading these other kids' grades to me over on the computer, thinking that I was an administrator from the office.
You're probably the whole reason I had to go through 3 hours of FERPA training last year. It was
probably, yeah.
Gosh, so I had an internal reaction to that because we have so many laws now. There are so many laws that cover all sorts of crazy confidentiality for students' grades and on all that stuff. It's you.
Yeah.
You're the reason. I can tell all my students that I know why
You
We
met the
can't
person.
Emotion.
Yeah. You know why. But yeah, like do prank calls like that. I'm surprised I didn't get suspended because I would also go be like Mrs. Barry's class. Remember her?
Oh yeah, I remember her, bro. Yeah.
Like be her class and a couple other ones where I'd like have their back to the class and I take my shirt off and just be sitting in my desk with no shirt on, and they turn around and I just be sitting there.
I have lived like the most boring life. I don't know. I've never done anything interesting. Okay. Good to know. I didn't know that about you.
You weren't well, I don't remember if we had classes together.
I don't know if we did. We had to have something, didn't we? Because how did we end up doing the announcements together?
So I remember how that happened.
Okay, good.
So going in when I switched over to Santa Rita from Vail, I decided that I wanted to like go all into the high school thing. So over the summer I came in and said, hey, I want to do the morning announcements, like as we're doing the registration. And they go, oh, we already have somebody who's doing that. And I said, who? And they said Jessica Lewandowski. So I knew you from Sechrist though, right?
I didn't go to Sechrist.
You didn't go to Sechrist? Okay,
No.
so then this must have been junior year. So I met you in sophomore year at Santa Rita then. So going into junior year, but anyway, so I wanted to go full on into the high school thing, and we knew each other then. So we basically compromised and decided to both do it.
Perfect. I will take your word for it. I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Remember when we rigged the Michelle Branch shit?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Wait, how is that rigged?
What do you mean? We fucking rigged the shit out of it. We clicked on it. Everybody in school just click. We fucking botted it out.
They had no like IP
It
detection or anything?
Nobody voting for us. I remember everybody in school on every fucking computer hammering that shit.
Well, I didn't realize that they were like they had no protection in like IP detection or session management or anything
or some shit. They didn't have none of that.
So it's just a clicker. It's just a counter that every time it got clicked, it would go up.
Cheated too, and they still just gave it to us.
I think they just gave it to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you know that's still on YouTube, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'll post that in the comments for this episode. But that's still on YouTube. It's super low res VHS quality, but yeah. Oh, did you guys get to stick around after the concert too?
I didn't even go. I just ditched the whole day.
Oh. So that I talked my way into sticking around, so I got to hang out with Michelle after the concert, and it's like me and I think like one drama kid and somebody from choir, and that's really it. And then Mr. Newsberger took a picture of us, the 3 or 4 of us with her at the end, and I'm like, all right, we're getting our picture taken. So I like grabbed Michelle Branch and held her close in the picture, and I'm sure it's sitting. Hopefully, it's sitting on somebody's hard drive or in somebody's drawer at Santa Rita now. But that's how I ended that day.
Making your way downtown?
Yeah. Walking fast.
See, that's where my brain power is. I have like useless song lyrics stuffed in here, like jingles from commercials that nobody knows anymore.
Oh yeah, but they were designed to be that way.
That's all I have in my head.
Yeah.
It's just commercials.
Quick. Doing right now.
Nope. Have you seen the TikTok things where it's like, okay, finish the sentence, and it was a bunch of stupid commercials, and it was like he would sing the first part of the commercial and then leave it blank for you to do the rest of them. I would remember all of them, but I can't think of any off the top of my head to just like be funny and tell you one. Like
there's lots. There's like plug it in.
No,
Clap on.
Yep. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
No, more than that. It was like long, stupid ones, like phone numbers.
New York City.
Yeah. Like
Hey, salsa.
10, 10, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Nope. I got no. You can't put me on the spot. I don't remember anything right now. But
It's also Stickly's address.
Stickly.
Yeah, what was that one? It was hold on. Stickly address.
Fuck, dude, I forgot that shit existed.
P.O. Box 963, New York City, New York State, 10108. Yeah.
That's like all I remember from him. Yeah. It was this whole persona.
Yikes. All right, well, should we cap it there at Stickly and
Sounds like a good place to end.
call it good?
Okay.
All right. Nope, there you go.
Look at you.
Unless you got anything else, Matt, Jessica.
No.
Good.
Why does it hate me? Do it.
I got my cat's bringing me a mouse.
Man, what the hell's going on over here? What's going on in my thing?
I have nothing. Everything hates me. It's fine.
Sorry, Jessica.
I have
All right.
mosquitoes. It's fine.
Thanks for
All
having
right,
me on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
No worries. Fun
All right.
catching up.
See you in October.
Yeah.
All right, later. Bye-bye.
Peace.